we'll be talking about energies and utilities and understanding what are the requirements and how the customers actually intend or have pain points and how actually energy utilities cloud help them in that. So I think we can get started today with our very first requirements slide as usual. So guys who are already seeing, they know that we start with the requirements and then we navigate through the pain points and the benefits, and then we have a very nice demo and a practical session on the cloud and how the sales process goes through and so on. So getting started, Manika, the basic requirement that I feel as a personal customer as well, right? I would like to have a seamless. So what is energy utilities? Basically, at home, like I have the MNGL connection, right, or the electricity connection. So I definitely know that there are some meter readings going on because of which I get the bill. So my personal requirement or any B2B requirement, any person who's there, right, they would require a seamless, view the bill and pay it through maybe some app. Right, then there would be some. I would love to have some offers depending on my consumption. If they can actually give me some kind of promotion that yes, you're using some I would say renewable energy or something, then I am given some offer, and also my billing is seamless. So I hate it when my I start with billing and then it keeps going round and then it says retry again. So these are some of the key requirements I think that every energy utilities customer would have, right?
Absolutely right. So you're talking from the customer perspective, but think about how these things are being managed by the service providers on the utilities side, right?
Right,
So
right.
we as consumers, we just see the bill that comes to our hand, and we
Hmm.
probably hand over the meter bill to the company or the service provider at the end of
Hmm.
every month, right? So
Yeah.
from consumer perspective, that's the only thing we do after the services are activated. And these are, I think, the basic services that you get as soon as you move into a home in a new
Hmm.
home.
Hmm.
But if we look at from the service provider perspective, how do they do it? Because
Hmm.
billing is, and I would say the integration towards billing is the key part or core of the energy utilities segment,
Yeah.
because it is essentially a very usage driven segment, and it is organized at some level. But when we talk about customer organization, we need to understand how we can help customers kind of segment
Hmm.
their data
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
make it there. Okay. So yeah, I think at the heart of it, every system struggles through the data parity. So customer 360 is the biggest pain point for any of these energy utilities customers. And as a
Hmm.
service provider, I would definitely want to see that how my customer is, what kind of plans my customer is kind of opting for, what is the typical usage in the month, and
Hmm.
based on that, I should be able to cater to the best of the services to the customer, offer realistic plans, or I would say offer good plans to them, which are which saves some money or some cost for them, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Essentially, I've been driving towards that, but the current day systems kind of struggle through some things, right? I think you have listed
Yeah.
down very well on that in terms of regulatory compliances, because these are basic necessities of any individual. So these are kind of regulated by the government as well
Hmm. Hmm.
in the areas. Having inefficient infrastructure in place, and now kind of having difficulties with integration to get the exact customer view on that, and that leading to integration challenges. I mean, that's the core of it, as I said initially, and ensuring that the processes are smooth. Okay, so
Hmm.
that is again a challenge, right?
Yeah.
So how essentially can we optimize all these things to see that these service providers get the best of their revenues and get the best of their investments in these areas, right? And be
Hmm.
able to cater to their customers in the best efficient manner. So I think that is what we need to look at. Yeah, I think those are the key areas that these key struggles that these service providers actually go through.
Yeah.
And how can we essentially solve them, right? With the help of Salesforce Utilities Cloud,
Yeah.
Energy and Utilities Cloud. So essentially, electricity, gas, water, these are the essential utilities that we have, and we can kind of efficiently get those in the system, in a CRM system,
Hmm.
be able to generate or create new offers and plans on top of it. So in some countries, there is a single service provider who may provide at least two of these services or all three of these services. In some countries, it is like one service per provider. It may also be kind of defined per area, right? Because
Hmm.
of the local taxation and all those things, and how the where the electricity supply is coming from, or where the water supply is coming from example, right? But
Hmm.
when it boils down to effectively managing it from a customer perspective, it's essentially creating effective plans in the system. Okay,
Yeah.
creating bundle offers maybe if possible, where you can bundle up electricity plus gas, or even water meter for that matter, if it is coming all from the single supplier, and then selling it to the customer with the flexible offers and flexible plans around that, and getting a view from the customer. So where, I mean, I'm again and again stressing on that fact, because as a salesperson, that is the core thing that I look at, right?
Hmm.
So customers, resolving customers' issue is something at the core of it. And so when I say that, it means that having plans, making upselling or doing cross-selling across these bundle plans with the help of shared catalogs. So Energy Utilities Cloud do provide a shared catalog as it provides in Communications Cloud as well. So similarly here also it provides you that. And what it provides you over and above that is a usage-based plan. So let's say if there is a X number of kilowatt hours that you can spend minimum in a month, and over and above that you will be charged differently, right? So you can uh, create those pricing elements in the system. So let's say for first 300 units, you are charged a basic amount of, let's say, $100 or so, and after that you will be charged per unit pricing, right? So those
Hmm.
kind of plans can be configured. It can be prepaid, postpaid, depending on the kind of plans that you want to create. And then the most important part is once your plans are there, communicating with the billing system, getting
Hmm.
your rating done there, and then getting the input back from there in terms of the bills or the invoice, so that we can show it to the customer that this is your usage based bill, and in case of any disputes you can raise the cases against that, right?
Hmm.
So this is like an overall, I would say, an end-to-end perspective of how you can start from selling a combined plan using shared catalogs to eventually being able to manage the disputes for the
Hmm.
bills and the invoices on top of these. Moreover, you can also do a customer self-service portal as well on top of this, where the customer himself gets a view of it, and their current usage, their previous bills, they can view on that. Then they can see the bills or the usage in for a limited period for the different, either electricity, water, or gas, whatever is the utility that we're talking about here, and be able to see those bills and get a meaningful, relevant output out of it, right? So that is the flexibility that you get with this energy and utilities implementation, and a very simplified customer 360 view for both agents and the customer themselves for the
Hmm.
self-service purposes. Now, you can also do, I mean, this becomes, when we talk about self-service portals, it can be again B2B, B2C, depending on
Right.
that how you are kind of setting it up. Let's say if you are setting up a township, for example, and in that township you want 100-meter connections for electricity and water and gas, for example, and you are probably providing it as part of the overall plan. Let's say for first 3 years, this much amount is free, and then after that, you get charged on the usage based, or even for per
Mm-hmm.
month that way. So you can define different
So like on contract basis
types.
as well.
Yeah. So you can do that. So even in B2B scenarios where you're doing large customers, or where you want to kind of group certain functionality, certain areas for providing the same product categories, so you can do
Mm-hmm.
multi-site features as well here. So Energy
Okay.
Utilities Cloud does have that feature where you can define multiple service points, where exactly your installations, meter installations have to be done. And
Okay.
accordingly, you can attach a product or a plan to that. Okay. So you just
Mm-hmm.
upload the list of the sites.
Mm.
We can just see probably during the demo as well. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, so you can just upload the sites using CSV or an Excel, and then against those sites, you can club them and then attach a plan to it. So that way you can manage your sales journey very quickly, and you will be able to provide the right set of offers to the customers, in whether it's B2B or B2C. And
Mm.
essentially, if I want to do a B2B service portal or a B2C service portal, I can still create that with the help of communities. All these elements being exposed to via communities to the customer, or it can be a third party portal as well. So that is also visible.
Okay.
And underlying integrations for billing, rating, invoicing is important. So these are the ways that Energy Utilities Cloud essentially help these customers or service providers to cross-sell, upsell, execute their sales journey, support customers. Because in these scenarios, there are like a lot of service-based elements as well, where after sales care is very important. And you can also, let's say, if you want to offer your customer based on the usage, if there is a high usage customer, right, or there
Mm-hmm.
is a commercial user, commercial customer, so then you may want to kind of, for factories or for manufacturing units, you may want to offer a different rate plan for them. So
Mm-hmm.
those kind of things are, I mean, those are the use cases where you can help the customer in sales as well as after sales or the service management.
Okay.
I think, yeah, let's look at the integration flow
Yes.
in the overall journey. So journey, I think, is quite similar to what we have in the other clouds as well. Typically having opportunities, proposals, quotes
Right.
being generated.
So
Uh,
that's the beauty, na, Manika. I mean, with all the industry clouds, the
yeah,
process, underlying process the same, but just the features, it's different with respect to different clouds. So that's so amazing.
correct. Correct. So the way you deal with it, the underlying data model with some changes help you get there very easily. And again, leveraging these set of data models help you. So if you see, I think on the screen itself, we are showing that for the service points, let's say you want a meter or an inventory item to be installed, or you want the point of delivery to be marked, installation to be done. So you can save those as addresses in the premises, and then you can have the service points where you are actually servicing that meter, right? Or you are installing that meter for the customer. So then that kind of gets mapped to your master data on the left side that you see, right? It is an example given for the billing data model. So here it gets mapped directly there. So you can map your accounts ledgers also according to that. And then, of course, as in the customer and the business data stays at par or in sync with what you have in Salesforce Velocity environment or ENU environment. And that's how, yeah, you go about it. Now you can use MuleSoft Direct as well. Like, I think that's the latest feature which has been added, where you have pre-built integrations for billing systems using MuleSoft Direct. or you can use your own existing middleware as well, or a point-to-point integration, depending on the complexity or depending on the volumes of the data, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on that, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
shall we switch to the demo, Manika, of the same lead to
Yeah,
cash journey?
quickly, I think let's quickly just browse through the demo and
Sure.
see this. Yeah. So this
So
is
we,
an account, I think. Yeah, you can
yeah.
try.
No, I was
Okay.
just saying, so this is an IDEO org in which we've just tried to implement the lead to cash journey. So yeah, Manika, you can continue.
Uh-huh. So basically, this is account, and from here we are kind of looking at creating an opportunity, right? Wherein, let's say this is a partner, which is a B2B customer for us and is a gold level partner. So again, I mean, you can have those context rules running for you at the back end, which would drive you to create separate plans or specific plans and offers, etc., right, for the customers. So based on that, you can create specific rule set. And yeah, let's look at the opportunity as well, right, from here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is like one of the open opportunities with this customer, and we can go out and create. So if you see on the right side, there were already few codes which were created earlier,
Yeah.
and you can see it as a holistic view around here, right? Again, um, and yeah, you can go to one of those codes and we can see.
Yeah, I have them open here, Manika. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so from this code, basically, we are assigning the different products out there. And in the transaction line editor, I think we can see the
Yeah, the
product,
products as
correct. And how much is the price for it and the quantity. So the overall pricing is kind of again usage based for all of these things, and there are bundles packages that are there, right? So you can see the quote line items there under that head, and once these are kind of assetized, once the order is kind of created and assetized, these will be kind of parked as the customer's property in the system, against which you can do post sales management or do a service management
yes.
of it, right? And one nice integration that I can think of is doing a field service integration as well. So
Yeah.
from here, either we go with the order orchestration from the order here, or I mean, we can also kind of go for some field services as well, field sales as well for installation steps, or even post installation fixations and all, where let's say you detect a leakage in your area. So you have, once you've raised a case, you can again assign an engineer who can visit your site and test it out, right? So that's other thing. And I think on this view, no, just hold on. Let's stay there for
Yeah.
a second. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so you see the actions and recommendations on the left
Yeah.
bar, right? Now, this is one interesting thing because this gives an agent a very quick link to execute directly from the order. Like if you want to cancel an in-flight order, or if you want to give a order level discount very quickly. So that kind of things you can just do some actions, quick actions from here, and you don't need to kind of browse all the way to a lot of things, go to the cart and
Yeah.
do your actions, right? Yeah, I think that is like a very quick overview around how you can manage your order product summaries and orders and your end-to-end quoting and opportunity lead to cash journeys, right?
Yeah.
I think what we can do is we can just quickly jump to the summary of the overall the three clouds that we have covered in last 3 weeks, right? I think people who are there on the call, you can probably put your comments as well in the chat so we can see and respond to you maybe at a later point, right? So yeah, so this one slide, I thought let's put it there because it's something kind of summarizes the differences between the three clouds. They have been built essentially on a very similar data model, but a differential factors are there which actually drive the industry processes. And this is the prime reason why you should look at getting industry cloud licenses in place, because that gives you a head start immediately, and that gives you a pre-built data model and pre-built industry processes to kickstart your sales implementation or post-sales implementation journeys for your digital transformation journeys very quickly. Okay, so in communications cloud, we see and we talk about complex shared catalog. In media cloud, again, I mean, there are variety of products which are there. There could be ads, there could be content, there could be live video streaming, there could be OTT spaces. So, I mean, there could be plenty of them in the media cloud, but then it gives you that data model for that kind of holding those product structures there. And primarily from the energy utilities perspective, it's more like usage-based products which you can configure and bundle up in there, right? Shared catalog is available across the three, but of course, with a different point of view or with the different industry aspect, I would say, right? B2B, B2C sales automation is quite, I would say B2B is quite complex in communications cloud again, because there are long running journeys that might even kind of require you to set up separate networks for your enterprise customers, and or probably enable your SMB customers or your home customers very quickly on the pre configured network. That's the core and crux of the sales setup and installations in communications cloud. In media cloud, these are like, I think, simpler as compared to the communications cloud, because here the content type is different and the content is very different. All you need to probably do is enable it on those digital or print platforms. So there is a possibility of either having a offline order after this, or a digital integration with, say, ad server platform, for example, a Google ad server platform. So which Media Cloud also comes in with that integration aspect already, right? Similarly, on the energy utilities, you can go for you can do some enhancements to get your automated billings into billing system after the billing system integration is done, and then you can get those bills and invoices in your inbox with the help of basic automations there. But I think again, the integration sits at the heart of it, where you need to talk to billing system constantly for every small transaction in energy utilities. So that is where the key implementation aspect or the key utility aspect comes in from overall thing. Communications cloud also deals with like complex order management, because there's not just one type of system. There are multiple fulfillment and provisioning systems in the order management. So essentially, we do a commercial order management from Vlocity order management or communications cloud order management module. At the same time, when we look at media cloud, these are more or like content or ad enablement or ad server integrations that we talk about here. And in energy utilities, these are like, again, different type of provisioning systems at the downstream, maybe coordinating for installations and after sales or service management implementations, and then managing the assets even after, very closely even after, because these are like day-to-day things that are required by the customers. So managing those assets even after the sales is complete and your installations are complete. So this is like a very brief feature comparison that I thought would be useful for folks around to look at it.
Yes, definitely, Manika. This is an amazing feature comparison, I would say, because again, underlying is same, but then process-wise, they're so different. As in, when you talk about order management for communications cloud, it's totally different than what it happens in, I'm guessing, in energy and utilities, right? I mean, it's totally different than what it happens in communications cloud. And so in media, as you said, it's just moving and integrating with a Google Ads service manager, right? Something like that. So it is amazing. And Manika, would
So,
you?
yeah,
Yeah.
just one point I wanted to add here is basically your core concept stays the same. The data model is different. It is completely industrialized, and that's what the benefit that these clouds offer in themselves. And the industry processes that it comes with kind of makes it way heavy against a standard CPQ, or I would say standard Sales Cloud implementations, right? So that's where when you get into these industries clouds, you are one level up starting for your digital transformation journey. So that's in nutshell the benefit of having these industries clouds in your digital as part of your digital transformation.